Welcome back. Let's take you to this now. The SASKO Siyasizana community initiative launched the Play Better campaign, which aims to restore and upgrade 1,000 playgrounds throughout Mzansi by 2030 through the power of positive play. The campaign is targeting early childhood development and foundation phase or age group children with a strong message promoting active and positive play. All right, so now let's get into that conversation and find out the importance of this innovation. We're now joined by Sinovuyo Arosi, educational psychologist. Sinovuyo, thank you so much for your time this evening. So essentially, this is an upgrade and a restoration of 1,000 playgrounds throughout, South Africa by 2030. So that has to happen within 6 years or so. Just talk to us about the importance then of, play therapy, particularly as we're talking about early childhood development.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm here with SASKO Siyasizana, and yes, as a psychologist and within the psychology community, we have found that children innately express themselves meaningfully through play. The profession has even appropriated child-directed play as a useful method for exploring the internal world of children in need of psychological intervention by using play therapeutically. So ideally, myself and alongside my colleagues who are play therapists, we believe that for children, toys are their words and play is their conversation.
When you look at
So with this in mind...
Sorry, continue.
I was just about to say that with this in mind, play can be thought of as a gateway into the mind of the child and a powerful tool to support children psychologically. And
when you look at, the lay of the land in terms of, ECDs, I mean, we've got around about 32,000 ECDs that take care of between 2.1, 2.5 million children. So the need is great and the need is vast. What happens in an environment where children don't have these playgrounds to stimulate them, and what interventions then can be taken to better remedy the situation?
Sure. I think you bring in a very important point, because part of the campaign is targeting ECD centers across the country. What we're saying is that when children are not given safe spaces where they can play and utilize their bodies through play, we are recognizing that there are negative effects to their development overall. The research that has been conducted across the world shows that children who are impacted and are not able to express themselves through play are affected in various areas of their development, including cognitive development, their psycho-emotional well-being and social skills relating to their peers and adults, as well as the physical development of the body is negatively affected. And so we are rallying alongside parents, schools, and we're calling on private and public sector to come alongside us in spreading this message and equipping parents and caregivers as well as teachers with tools around playing and allowing children to express themselves in this way. And we're not just saying there must be playgrounds, but we're also saying that people must and families must allow children to play with whatever they have in the spaces that they find themselves in whatever socioeconomic backgrounds they may be in.
And the scary thing is, I mean, children of today are much different from when we were younger. I mean, they are exposed to, digital platforms and gadgets and so forth. Even in the most remote of areas, they'd rather be on someone's phone than be out in the street playing. What are some of the trends that you are seeing currently in your space in terms of children that are not getting that necessary stimulation, of play?
I think the other clear indication that we've been receiving in the communities and even in the work that I do as a psychologist is parents and caregivers are very worried about the safety of their children and allowing them to go explore the neighborhoods or the areas that they are in. So children are can be quite confined to the home, sometimes the bedroom, and sitting, of course, like you say, on devices. And I must say that it's not just about a safety thing, but yeah, most parents are also using and incorporating digital gadgets in part of their parenting. And so we have found that this has, with COVID as well added on top of that, we've found that children are struggling socially and interpersonally. And of course, this has also impacted how we're able to early detect emotional distress in children. When children are just glued to the device and not necessarily going out, it's difficult for us and parents to pick up earlier on difficulties and challenges that they may have socially, and being developing the early building blocks of being in relationship with others and understanding themselves and developing a sense of self in relation to their peers and people around them. And this is part of the concern. And so a part of the message that we're driving is that children must go outside, move their bodies, and be part of positive play with peers, and at times even with adults, to be involved in this play to aid child development in a positive direction.
All right, Sinovuyo, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it, and important work that you are doing there. Appreciate your time. That is Sinovuyo Arosi, and she's an educational psychologist. Of course, SASKO Siyasizana community initiative launched the Play Better campaign.